back? Hopefully we're back. Well. That was, something. Uh, didn't expect that to happen. Let me, quickly just announce to the Discord that it's back. What the fuck? Like, I don't know what happened. Stream's back. Like, my internet just, like, broke for a moment there. Like, I really don't know what happened. Just kind of randomly went kaput. And I don't know why. And that worries me. But it randomly came back as well. So now I'm just kind of like, well, shit. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the trunk first of this tree. I think that'll be more efficient. Yeah, so this will be like the base trunk of the tree. I did try Feywood. It just... The problem with Feywood logs is it does this mushroom thing. So I'm using office blocks. I've done this before for trees. I find it actually looks pretty nice. But, yeah, hopefully, like, my internet stays back. Don't know what the fuck just happened with it, but yeah. Definitely something. Yeah, I'm just gonna slowly build this tree. Because, yeah, I'm like... I don't even know what to say about that, other than what the fuck. But hopefully we should be back for now. I hope something bad doesn't happen again, but if it does, it does. I'll try to figure out, like, the root cause of what just happened soon, but... Yeah. I didn't even notice until I started building, like, the tree a bit. Okay, I want it out like this. Trees are very wild, sporadic, almost curly by nature. And I want it to be shown through, like, these little bits and pieces. But, yeah, I don't understand what just happened either. I'm still, like, shaken up, like, oh my god, what the fuck just caused that? Because now it's going to worry me for the rest of the day. Yay. Okay. And I'm gonna add, like, little bits here and there. But I don't think it's worth it. Actually thinking about it now. I think what I should do is focus more on, like, the more specifics. There we go. Because by adding the more specific parts like this, it makes the tree feel a little more alive. especially when I start removing parts of this. So I posted on r/Terraria one of my designs of a tree because I was like, you know what, people might like this. I don't care if it got, I don't really know how popular it got. I haven't checked Reddit in quite a while since then. But I don't really use Reddit outside of like mainly scrolling through like cute puppy pictures and sometimes like r/Terraria because why not? But I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what? I feel like some people might like this since I know some people are struggling to build in all communities. And it's like, you know what? This could be a fun idea for someone who's trying out and then they know what I did. That's kind of how I looked at it. Like sometimes you got to use the weird blocks that make no sense. Yeah, that should work. And if we're going for a crystal tree, what is, they're too like bricked almost. I think I could do a bit of this, but I'm not sure. Also, I could totally just like, yeah, I think this will make for a good tree that's like, you can pass through parts of it and whatnot, and I'll have to actuate it, but what I can do here, is I need illuminant coating. Oh, that's the scrape. I keep messing up the scraper and brush of this type. And I'll probably eventually paint it like pure brown, but or like a different color, but for now, I'm just gonna do this. Because I can just easily do this part. And it will make the tree feel more alive. And also allow me to see this stuff better. But yeah, I've been trying to learn more about the Terraria building stuff because I'm okay when it comes to Minecraft, but I never really was anywhere near as big into the Terraria building scene because I just never fully understood it. And so it was something I meant to work on and get better at over time. So that's what I've been doing. Trying to get better and improve my building as a whole. And with a lot of the new blocks, it's gotten me thinking about what I can do with it. Like, this could work, but I'm not sure I want to use it. I want to use something interesting that isn't like harpy walls again. This feels very like rigid, but also like fits the idea of a crystal tree. But the issue is they kind of get bigger when you combine them, as you see. And that's like my biggest problem with it. I don't want them bigger. So it has me kind of here like, I don't know. And there goes most of my tree. But I can fix that. Like, I need something that works, but it just doesn't look the same. Because like with living leaves, it's okay. But I think, what if I mix it with harpy walls, actually? What are magma walls looking like? No. Because like living leaf at least does something that I would like. And the mossy walls are in my opinion, for this. Grass walls could work. Fallen star walls, just too toy box like for this. Scab walls look eh. Plus, I've used them before. Like, they can be good, but what about corruption tendril? You know? Might not be a bad idea to use that. What about pustule? Honestly? That could work too. And then there's corrupt mass, which, no. And then growth? I feel like if I mix growth, and tendril, I could reasonably make, like, an interesting thing if I kind of start with, like, a bunch of the growth walls and whatnot. Me right now trying to avoid the tree. So if I do that with, like, some pustule walls here and there, I think I could do something with that. Let me try this. Because, and you may be wondering why I go out of the way for certain parts, but you'll kind of see over time. I'm going to remove certain parts of this and hide other parts because it will make it just overall way better looking. But it should give it more life by using this type of stuff. Especially since I'm not doing it all at once. I can then kind of get an idea, okay, this is how I want it to look. For like size, comparison. And whatnot, and I can add bits, remove bits, etc. as time goes on. Like here is very ugly, so what I'm gonna do is use a lot more here so I can remove more of it. But then less like in some of the areas because they will look better. And then use some tendril walls kind of through here. Just to give like a little bit of that curve that I want. And honestly, I probably should have... Oh, I'm not even in my normal loadout. No wonder the illuminate coating hasn't been going on. Yeah, I'm putting illuminate coating on here for a reason. I was like, damn, my illuminate coating just hasn't been going on naturally. It's because I had the wrong frickin' setup on. This is my fishing and building setup I normally use. No wonder stuff was going so slowly with certain things. I was like, huh. Anyways. But yeah, I'm basically gonna do a lot of like this. And then I'm gonna paint it like a different color, is the plan. But yeah, I am excited. And honestly, I should let all of this get painted with illuminant coating, since it is supposed to be a magical tree. So it kind of makes sense. So let's get that going. There we go. Look at that. It's starting to come together. Sometimes you just need a new coat of paint. Literally. Add little bits of this. A little bit of pustule walls here and there. And then, like here. kind of like this bit here. Okay, I want the office wall like this, and then I can go a bit. Kind of like that. And you'll see like more of certain bits than other bits, but it will like be pretty noticeable. But the plan here, I'll do like this. There. I'll kind of do like that, and then like bit of like pustule here. Bit of removal here. And like here. And then for this one, I'm gonna remove like a chunk of stuff. But I want to keep like bits like this, like semi-intact and whatnot. So we'll like yeah. And then I can add like a few here. Where then I can have like boom. Where I can kind of do that. And then I can add that. Yeah, that's starting to look a bit different. And then I can... Yeah, like right here is a huge part that I'm going to keep in then. Because then it will, like, look a bit different. But it'll look a bit nicer as I, like, have some parts of this slowly, like, removed almost. And then I can remove these. Looks a bit like a shovel. I'll remove this bit and like almost like up like this and out. Then what I can do is that. So it just gives like a little more of that look I'm going for. Of like magical tree whatnot. Okay. It's not perfect, but no tree is. There we go. And then I want to paint parts of this a deep pink, I guess? No. What about a normal pink? I mean, it changes it a bit. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, like, really focus on turning this stuff pink. Because, like, if I turn this pink, as you can see, it looks very different. Let me grab more paint types. What about purple? Yeah, it's too dark. I'm probably going to end up using, like, a deep orange for this instead of a brown because it gives it more that, like, Like, that's what deep orange looks like. If I were to do a normal orange instead, yeah, it looks more like aged wood. That's what I want. Didn't think you'd be learning about weird techniques, like how to make good-looking aged wood. But here we are now. Like, sometimes the answer is a simple thing now for me. Like, I'm starting to get better at understanding, like, how the different colors work in this game. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn all of this pink first. And then because the different types of stuff add a lot. Also, let me quickly put echo coding so I can get the things that aren't echo coded before I start doing all the pink too, because it already has a bit of the texture. But I'm gonna add like little bits of other in it because I'm thinking about it. This is probably the best way we're gonna get the texture we want. Like, that's just the reality of it. Okay. Won't be easy, but we'll get it. And then I could take some purple and, like, almost give it this effect coming out of, like, the middle. And then I need white. What does negative look like on this? No. And white's too bright. What about violet? Oh, white's up there. No wonder. Oh yeah, violet. I'm gonna use like a violet kind of outer. Like, it's subtle, but it's enough subtlety for what I want here. Because it's not gonna be, it's just gonna be kind of like this shimmering effect. Because not all of it will be seeable. But yeah, if like I did this violet, it's eh. But I'm gonna probably do orange here because it keeps in line with what I'm trying to do for this. So now we have like this bright tree where in the middle, I think what I'm gonna do is give it like almost this heart-like effect, maybe? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this. And then I can, like, have some office blocks where it's like, yeah. And then I need to paint these. Turn that off. And then have, like, almost this, like, effect behind it. And then I want it to, like, almost this glowing tree. But I don't want it to be orange. Oh yeah, that kind of looks like it. The actual tree's magical in a way. And then I can add, like, bits like this into the tree. where like we can have not too much, but at least some. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay. So this will be how this looks here. All of this for one tree. Okay. Now that the tree is done, let's figure out how we want to do the houses. And I'm thinking about it. And we should probably do something small. We have Easter blocks, but they do that when connected together. They also sound like ice. So it's like really weird. We could do forbidden block, but I wish it didn't. I wish there was a way to like just keep it like the brick itself for that. We could use stucco. Stucco. Stucco? I don't know how it's pronounced off the top of my head. It's been so damn long. Could use lizard brick, but I don't think that's smart. It would turn it to jungle. Like, the fragment bricks just feel so alien. So what I'm gonna try and do... I'm gonna grab more Titanstone for this, because I think here I'm gonna make like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We'll do that. And I want to make like these almost like little hut shrines that are part of like this bigger thing. Okay, so that, and then I can go like this. 13, 26. Yeah, and then I can like do this. And I don't want it to overlap with the tree, preferably. So I'm gonna keep it like this. As almost this. Actually, I'm gonna do this. And then like in there I'll have like a pillar type thing. I'm thinking here I'd have to raise this up 1 for my plan, but I'm okay with that. There, I can do this. You can have like this little balcony area here. I want it to look like they worship this thing almost. I need specific things for this. Okay. For the top part here, where do I want to go for no, I don't want to do dynasty shingles again. I have an idea, but I'm not sure how good it will look. Yeah, no, it just glows too weirdly for this. Dang it. Because orichalcum doesn't turn into a brick. They turn into, like, these pillars that are like, that's adamantites. But in my opinion, adamantites is better than the orichalcum one, usually. Just personally, that's how I feel about it. Where's the orichalcum one? It's down here somewhere. Oh yeah, I forgot. We'd have to use orichalcum by itself, which, no. Yeah, I don't think orichalcum has its own. Because I'm looking at it. If it does, I guess I just never made it, but no, it's used for bubblegum blocks. That's right. And bubblegum blocks are... I think that says enough on how I feel about bubblegum blocks. Okay. I could do Gothic. It makes a good roof, honestly. And it does give me a few ideas. So if I start this, like, I don't know, here. And then, like, just keep this kind of going. Yeah, see, it starts to cover that if I'm gonna do that type of roof. I could also just do, like, a basic roof type, but I don't know. Or I could just do, like, this. A lot more of a flat one. Where it's, like, almost this tower section added to it. You get me? Yeah, then I can do this. And I can add, like, a staircase there. Oh, this is giving me ideas. Then I could use the Gothic kind of like this. Where it's like... almost this. Looking... the issue is, if I'm going to use Gothic like this, it doesn't work. I need something else, then. What about copper brick? Yeah, that works. Because I can easily remove parts of the like Gothic and whatnot, and copper, as needed. Okay, then I can do this. That goes down, down, like this. Boom. I will say, there was a game on my recommended that I saw, and I don't know why it was recommended to me. And it was recommended to me in Steam, but it was, like, Conroy or something. It was, like, this game that was, like, very, like, fancy art looking. Like, it was black and white, but I saw, like, a paintbrush and stuff. And it made me kind of go, is it one of those games where you're supposed to paint the world? So I was like, huh. And I looked a bit at it. I put it in my wish list so I could look at it more. Because I definitely want to look into it. Because it was like, huh. And I didn't have enough time to really look at it fully. So that's something I'm going to try and look at. Because if it is something that looks fun, I might play it. Who knows? I do kind of hope it is good, because it looked really cute from, like, just the, like, outline. Actually, I saved on my wish list. I can actually look at its actual name. Kaya's does dumb. Oh yeah, I forgot. I was also looking at the Played Up patch. I know Mugenics came out, I believe, to either yesterday or today. God, I have so many things on my wish list of things like, yeah, I need to do this. So that's something I'll need to keep in mind. Chicory. It's called Chicory. A colorful tail, and it has like this very art style looking, like very fancy watercolor, and like it looks pretty neat. Definitely something I'm gonna look at. And if it turns out to be interesting, I might just use it. Look at that purple mossy wall. It just like has that weird look that I feel like fits for what I'm about to do here. Because I'm going to use some Pearlwood because I haven't gotten to use Pearlwood since I unlocked it for anything much, because it's like such a specific thing. So I think giving it like this type of build would be perfect. And then for the rest of it, I think I might go for tin brick. Yeah, tin brick. That definitely should work. There we go. And I will repaint stuff as well after I'm done with this. It's just gonna take some time. Like, that's always the part that takes the longest, is repainting. Okay, and then I need doors. Doors. God, there's so many things in this. Ah, doors are above chairs. Do we want to go for an iron door? A Legion door? Honestly, the Legion door looks like it's made of mud, almost. I'll debate it. The reef door looks so gorgeous. Honestly, if I were to paint this like a yellowish color, it would look like thatch almost. Demonite, Forbidden, Crystal. The crystal door looks like it's made of the ore, almost. Oh my god, that's what I should have done the roof out of. But honestly, Ethereum door just looks ominous. I feel like Ashwood works the best for like, it looks like almost like similar to the tree. So I think I'm going to stick with Ashwood. Yeah, because that creates kind of the look I want. And I'm going to paint this after. But now that I got that in, I also need glass first off of. Do we want to use glass or fences? Could also use snowfall. I say we use glass. Okay, let's do that. And then I need metal shelves. I want to put a metal shelf here. Metal shelf here. And then like some tiny windows could work. But I think I'm going to just leave that one and then like I'll put like a tiny one here. Damn it, I need to fix this. And then boom. And then I can grab some tin. Yeah, that should work. And it gives it a nice little look. And then for the stairs, what is the green dungeon platform gonna be? Oh yeah, that fits perfectly. That's like my one issue with it, is it's gonna do that, but can't do much about that unless I were to move this one over, which, I mean, I could. There we go. And let's make sure tin bricks are there. Perfect. So that's going to be the first little house. And then the second one, I'm thinking about making like here. So that's 11 blocks, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. Perfect! I want an odd number spaces for these. Because odd just works in a lot of cases for me. So this one I'm going to make a little taller. I say as I make it quite a little bit taller in terms of like its base. And then, because I like the idea that there's these various, like, maybe scientists or something. You get me? A good, like, science-like feel. Just sounds so interesting. And then maybe this one could be, like, almost like trying to observe stuff. I'm trying to think of, like, the best way I could do, like, a dome shape here. Yeah, like this almost. Yeah, let's do that. And then I can go boom. Yeah, this should work. Perfect. Dome shape. Now that that's in, what I'm going to do is I need iron. Oh, I'm still on the wrong thing. I need iron bricks probably would be the best. And then I need something that melds good. Because the anti-portal blocks don't. So they could work for this. I'll keep them in mind. Oh my gosh. No, not asphalt. I don't think they connect the way I want them to for this. Actually? No. Yeah, not for how I want this. Actually, there is another way I can just do this more effectively for me. Do that. Let's just replace all of this with iron. And I can kind of show you. I'm thinking about an observatory, but like doing it in a cave may seem weird, but it's also the fact that we're going to get the star effect. So maybe instead of an observatory, it's more of like a laboratory. So we can have like, I need a good fence look. We could use the wrought iron fences. Because it looks, if I make that like copper, it would look pretty damn like similar to what I'm going for. Because we could turn it coppery. I need a good like electricity look. But I don't have like, I don't know. If anyone knows a good way to make like an electricity look in Terraria, do tell me. Because I'm thinking of blocks that provide like certain looks. Not midnight confetti. Not the streamer. I'll figure something out. Okay. But I need ash wood. Specifically the doors. And then, boom. Okay, and then I need... This one is going to be a lot more, like, stoned up. I guess you could maybe call it stoned up. It's going to be a lot more, like, background stuff and, like, wires and whatnot is my idea. I want to, like, have this effect. So I'll kind of have, like, that. And then near the top... What about platinum brick? Yeah, that's a good one for that. And then I'll use lead as the backing of this. And I'm going to be painting all of this, so it'll look different anyway. Because I'm looking at this through various colors that it can be as well. But I want to add, like, some... almost, like... electric running stuff. Here and there. To these various, like, bits and bobs. Ooh, this one could work really well for this. Almost like it's powering that. 100% gonna put that, like, here. Bzzz. Bzzz. Okay. And then I need this to go down. I need something that looks like a, like... I mean, this looks like an aquarium a bit. So I'll use that. I wish I could... I mean, I could try echo coating the sides, see if that helps. Oh yeah, the different tubs and shit. Bookcases. Where's the office bookcase? I'm looking for it. There it is. I want this to look, like, fancy enough. While still keeping, like, the look we're going for. Yeah, I can have this vortex one as well. Okay, let me just do that. Yeah, that's gonna look a bit different. And then I need some, like, shelves. Almost like these. And I'm gonna paint this like the color of the crystals and stuff. Okay, I need a chair as well. And table in these. So let's see. Like, worst case scenario, I just hide some chairs. Like, that's not a problem. This is a hover chair. The boulder toilet just looks like a rock. Like, maybe that's like a fallen, like, meteorite or something. I just like the idea that, like, there's these weird things they like to collect. Where is the... This boulder chandelier is great. It's like a geode. Hmm. That's a candelabra. I want just the candle, in all fairness. I mean, I have the different music boxes. I could use some of them. Lunar Boss. Could put the Plantera one, like, here. And I can, like, turn it on and off as needed. Okay. Hmm. I have so many paintings and shit. Maybe, like, he collected, like, some shells. Like, little stuff like that. Maybe, like, some fancy china. Maybe, like, studying some of the, like, crystalline stuff. That's kind of changed things. Stuff like that. I just think it'd be cool. The terrariums are also really, like, spread out. I'll put a prismatic lacewing up there. And then over here... Oh, shit. I could have had an item flask in here. Oh, right. I forgot. It changes looks dependent on a lot of things. So if I do like that... Oh, that looks cool. And then we can use a golden goldfish to kind of show, like, he's been, like, testing on these things a bit. I just love the idea of it. It just adds story to a build. Oh my god, I could use antlion eggs. Do these break when I hit them? Oh, wait. Oh, they move. Oh, they also spawn the larva. That is good to know now. Also, that's one hit. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's just 1, 2, 3. But it looks like a lot more. The possession is actually really cool. Can I make this like... Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna sit that there. Like, I'm not gonna use the logic sensors. I'm not really that knowledgeable in how that stuff works yet, but definitely something I want to try. Ooh, a lava lamp. Can put one here. Maybe like a glowing snail. Could work. The fish. That could be fun. Where's the eighth? Yeah, there's the aether campfire. I could put that there. Looks pretty neat. Stone sink. I need like a good table and stuff. I'll put like the sofa here. And I'll like have this like dynasty dresser here. Oh, there's the candles. I was wondering where they were. Like a geode they collected. I'm gonna move it one over. Because, yeah, this is for the Tavern Keep and Demolitionist, specifically. Hover candle. Let's grab some of these, almost like they're lighting these up. Who do we want to make the mad scientist? The Dalmatian! The real mad scientist was the Dalmatian all along. And his cohort, the Tavern Keep. Sorry, that just was like the first thing to appear in my head. Okay, let's grab various paints. Because they aren't moving in anytime soon. Gonna need these. Oh yeah, that looks way more coppery. Okay, if I do this, I want to check them. Oh my god, it works. Oh, that looks cool. It's like a little, like, filing cabinet thing. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, like, leave that as almost like this filing thing. Just keeping it running. I think it looks cool. Okay, and then I need gray paint. Okay, I'll have to do the copper part last. Mainly for my sake. Yeah, because I don't want to hit that preferably. And honestly, I think for safety, I'm just going to do this. Yeah, I have mob spawns off for my safety as well, because I just don't want to deal with monsters, like, getting in the way. But yeah, I love building so much in games, and this is just, I finally get to have fun with the Terraria side of it. Because I was always worried I wouldn't be that good at building in Terraria and wouldn't, like, progress anywhere near what I do now. Like, I did not think I'd be this far into this, so definitely a welcome surprise for me. Oh, that is the wrong paintbrush. Yeah, and then I want this to be all gray. Yeah, that gives the look I want. Then I need brown paint. Because I am going to do... That is the wrong paintbrush. And this is why I have the paint scraper. Yeah, the paint scraper makes my job a little bit easier. So that's at least a plus. There we go. Now we got that. Probably I'm going to want to do this. Yeah, that'll turn the Titanstone the color I want. Trying to think what else I was going to do. I am going to do the top part eventually. But, oh yeah, I was going to paint this. How does pink look? No. What about a deep cyan? Maybe if it's a bit lighter. Where's normal cyan? Sky blue. There's cyan. Wow, that barely changes it. What about a sky blue? You know what? It works for what I'm going for. Yeah. It's not my favorite in the world, but... I mean, I could just turn it gray, but I feel like that's very overdone right now. What about brown? Actually, that's fine, because the copper color behind it actually makes it look nicer. Okay. Now I need to put some stone. Bump, 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 bump. Boom, boom, boom. Boo, 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 boo. There we go. Just give it a little more life. Let's make some of it bolder. Did I turn this back on? No. Okay, now I can. Let's add a bit of that bolder bit here and there. I think, yeah, that makes it look better. And then I'm gonna want almost like a pinkish color, I guess, for this. Paint sprayer on. Where's the living leaf blocks? There they are. Not pink. I need a different type of paint. What about violet? Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah, because if I have like this violet, oh, that's gonna look nicer. It just adds a bit of light. And then I plan to add like some gem trees and whatnot as well. Okay. Clear this out quickly. Just for now. And then I need gem corns. So let's do some topaz and sapphire, rubies maybe. Nice sapphire one. We'll do a diamond one. I don't want to do them in this middle part for obvious reasons. We'll do a diamond one here. Okay, and then I need fertilizer. Okay. Bump, bump. And then I'm going to want actuators for this. Actuator. I meant to grab that like that, and this like that. Okay. We will now actuate the tree. Which is going to take the longest part of this. But we'll do it. Slow and steady. Okay. And if I do this right, it should look how I want it to, because I want these to be a bit darker, like they are peeking out through these glowy leaves. But yeah, this is literally what building is like for Terraria. Especially when you're using actuators, it's just this. If I wasn't in journey mode, imagine the sheer pain this would be. That's why I'm happy we have journey mode. Because I can collect all the stuff. Because I have been working on like a personal goal of like getting every journey mode thing I can. Because I think it'd be fun. Do I want it like that or like this? I feel like that puts more emphasis on it. What if I just... Almost. Oh, it looks like the gem is almost like diagonal, like turning a bit. Well, that is something else. Actually, if I do this, what about like that? Nah, I'm gonna do it like that instead, because then it's like the gem is actually turning. And I think that'll make it like have a little more like 3D effect, like it's this weird spinning gem inside the tree. Look at that. Okay, so for down here, we want various walls. We have fractured stone, which works pretty okay. Do I have living fire blocks? I don't? I thought I did. Like, genuinely, I thought I had living fire blocks. Worn stone. I think what I should do is use, like, worn stone. I think it's a good, like, mixture. And we can, like, start with that. I can easily just go down with it and whatnot. God, talk about a freaking crazy-ass morning already. I do hope people are doing well, though. I know with, like, all the chaos and stuff, it's been its own set of chaos, especially with, like, the weird stream issues that I already seem to have had today. Let's hope that doesn't become, like, a normal for this week. Makes me worried thinking about that type of thing. I love how there's, like, this little pattern that kind of shows up by building with this. I think it just adds to, like, the weirdness of it. Just personally. But yeah, I really enjoy building in this world. Like, I could spend hours building stuff. But I'll show off, like, things in this world after I'm done with this build. Just so people can, like, see kind of how I've evolved. With the building in this world specifically. Because, like, my home house has changed dramatically throughout this after I got honeycomb walls and actually could finish the roof. Because I'm forcing myself to actually try new stuff. Instead of, like, oh, constant this or that. So it's making me try new techniques and new ideas forcefully, which has gotten me to try more overall and actually helped with my building too. Of course, I still need to do above the tree, but now that we're getting this part in, we'll be able to fill it with shimmer, and I'll be able to better do some of the stuff I want. But we should have a lot of shimmer by the end of this. Making sure everything is covered how I need it. So I think I'm gonna do kind of like this, almost. Like this type of look. I think that'll be like the most effective for my plan here. And I might add like shimmer waterfalls and whatnot. I'm not 100% on that. But depending, I might. I just think it might be cool. But now that we're down here, I can do this again. Like, this is the fastest I can place walls, and even then it's still, like, not the fastest I could want. But yeah, like, this is literally what I switch between for my building and fishing setup. I could use the Prospector hat, but I choose Ultra Bright because, one, it still counts towards the actual set bonus, but it's just overall really good. I will say, though, I shred through stone, like, the fastest I could. Like, even with, like, weaker pickaxes, I was able to do it. Like, I hit the actual max limit of it back when I, like, pickaxe axe area. Like, a little before it, back in, like, I think it was titanium is when I hit it. Is the craziest part for, like, max pickaxe speed. It's actually kind of crazy. And, of course, thank God for the Hand of Creation, which I still haven't turned off Arcane. Because I crafted it and I just wore it. That's it. So, because you can research stuff by just, like, doing this. And then, boom, it's researched. It's probably one of the most useful things. Because it just makes my job a lot easier when it comes to that. You know, it's funny. I can tell when stuff comes through my mic, but not on OBS. Because sometimes it will make it, like, if it's just the right sound, it won't come through on OBS, but it will activate my tuber, and it's really funny to see. But yeah, I keep seeing, like, these things show up on my recommended that I want to try. Like, there's a few of them that look really cool on my recommended that it's like, I'm looking into it. But yeah, the reason I mentioned the chicory one is it looked like it really just kind of stood out to me because I'm like, I feel like I don't really know much about this, but, like, it just looks interesting. And I do want to look into it. I don't know, like, much else besides the fact it looks like a pretty artistic game. But I'm really excited to look into it now, just sheerly because it looks cool. And yeah, I don't know what's in store for me when I look at it. It could be the darkest game I'll ever know, for all I know. It could be a story about, like, a dead dog or something. I don't know. That was the first thing that came up to my mind. I don't know. But it just looks interesting. So it's definitely something I'm going to look into, and depending on how much I enjoy it, I might try to go for 100% as well. And if I do, well, yeah. Because I'm a big fan of story games and whatnot, and, like, various things similar. And when it's not a story game, I really like the survival ones where I get, like, more creative freedom. It's why I've debated looking into playing a Hytale as well. I don't know when it comes to Hytale. I might. I'm not 100% sure, though. I think what I'm going to do here is I need a... Where is it? That's Stardust Brick. Spider Nest, Ruby Stone. No, that's too dark. What if I did Hardened Ebon Sand? Yeah, that should work. And it shouldn't turn it into corruption, is my hope. As long as I keep it, like, sporadic. But yeah, it'll look like the ores a bit, is my hope. Now for the hard part. Yeah, look how fast I mine. It's insane. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mine this up. And then I need stone and boulder. To think I'd be using boulder blocks. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Take the titanium ore. I'll probably add, like, some ores in and whatnot. I also am going to want some nebula fragment blocks. Yeah, so my plan here is I want it to, like... almost like this, where there's just this almost effects. And I think I'm gonna do it like this, where it kind of just comes down from like this smaller pool here, is my hope. That it will look good. Use some boulder to like do a bit of that. And yeah, I'm gonna need to do a bit of this for the jungle. And yes, this is how I build. I do a bit of this. I don't know why. It's like a weird thing I do. I do it in Minecraft too, but it's not as noticeable in Minecraft because I have my sensitivity different in Minecraft. So it's not very noticeable. But yeah, I do this too in that. So but yeah, I think I'm going to use echo walls and stuff as well to my advantage. Okay. And then like here, I'll probably have like boop boom. We'll have like little bits of stuff. I think, yeah. And then we will do like some messing with some of the new tools they have as well. Like the stalactite maker and whatnot. And like the rubble stuff and whatnot. I think that'll make a little bit of like just life for it. So we'll mess a bit with that as well. Just give this place more life. You know, I am thinking about adding some leaf blocks here in the tree that are painted just to add like a bit of the leaf effect. But but it's like, I don't know. Getting it's going to be hard, that's for sure, but shouldn't be too bad. It'll just take some time. But yeah, I know I've been working on learning editing slowly, and I'm having a lot of trouble with it, but I've made progress. I now know how to edit, and God, this is gonna really make me sound old as fuck when I say this, because I can now say, I know how to edit an actual screenshot more than just add print thing. I actually know how to like edit two screenshots together. I was very helpless before. I know. I know I'm very helpless. That's one way you can tell I'm like not editing shit, is I suck at it. It's why I'm like trying to learn, because then I can like have some stuff for YouTube specifically that like when I'm not streaming or if I'm gone for a bit and like we don't want to have a backlog like and whatnot of like VODs, then we can have like some other stuff come out that I record that's more unique. Stuff that I can actually like do in long form quietly, like builds, kind of go over builds and lore or like world building. Stuff like that. Like a world tour and whatnot. Of course, it's not a guarantee, but it would be pretty neat. I think what I'm gonna do is kind of like this. I'm gonna like yeah, and I'm doing a bit of like the jerk down just to add like a little bit of like the stalactite and stalagmite-esque effects. Same thing when I do the jerk up near the bottom. It's gonna be the similar like story. because I know I'm going to be doing like a little bit here as well. I'm probably going to rip this down. I don't know about this side though. I'm still thinking on what I'm going to do, but I think what I might do, also beehive, is I might try to make like a quick way to the temple from here. Either that or, you know, that could be a fun build. Rebuilding the jungle temple from nothing. Now that could be a fun one. I've already done it with the dungeon in this world. So it's not like crazy out of the blue for me. And then, yeah, once I get all this stone in, I'll add, like, some of the ores and stuff. But yeah, I've always been a big fan of games that let you build and, like, be creative. It just feels so much more fun. Just for me especially, like, I enjoy that type of stuff with gaming. It's why I enjoy seeing some of that stuff as well. Yeah, look at that. It gives that look of like, yeah, there's like this stone bit here that like once did exist, but like collapsed or crumbled. Also, yes, I am partially basing this off a few caves I remember as a kid. Did anyone else go exploring into caves whenever they got the chance? Just me? Am I weird? Like caves and mines? Was it safe? No. Did I still do it? Yeah. I wonder if my parents even know I did that half the time. Like, I wonder if they actually ever figured out that's where I was going sometimes. Because there was this really nice little, like, inlet cave type area down by a creek. And it was just really cozy. There was also some bats that lived there. If I remember correctly, they were just some normal bats. Don't remember the exact type of bat, but they moved in after a point. They weren't aggressive or anything. They just kind of existed. And the only reason I knew they moved in there is because, like, I saw them once when I went a little deeper, but other than that, that's about it. I didn't bother them. They didn't bother me. And if anything, I honestly really enjoyed it. It's one of those things where it's like, ah, yes, old memories. Makes me miss some of my stuff from my childhood more. Because it's like, yeah. There were parts that were, like, pretty fucked up, but there were also parts that were really fun as well. So it's like, despite everything, I'm still a person with a very odd but interesting backstory. I know my sister and I were talking because I get a call from my mom. Did anyone order a radiation detector to did you order a radiation detector to our house? And I'm like, why would I order it to you? It's like, it was either you or dad. I'm like, don't you mean insert my sister's name or dad? I wouldn't do it. It's like, no, I don't think she would do it. Give me a sec. Goes over, I hear her open the basement door. Hey, sister's name. Would you buy a radiation detector? Yeah, that would be awesome. I stand corrected. Like, I know my sister pretty well to know she would get one of those if she could. She's debated it before. But I love her. She's great. It's really funny, though, when, like, there's stuff that I know more about when it comes to my sister than my own parents. But that's mainly because, you know, we talk about certain things a lot more than them. Like, I know nothing compared to her fiance and whatnot, but then you have me who's like, honestly, I don't care. I know a lot of stuff and I care about her, so if anything. It's weird. I can remember so much random crap about some people and just be like, oh yeah, I kind of expect it. And everyone else is like, what do you mean you expect it? And then I remember, oh yeah, I'm the autistic person that now that I can look back at it and be like, oh yeah, shit, I was the autistic person watching the patterns over and over while everyone else didn't realize it. And I'm just here like, shit. Anyways, just means I'm good at like certain things with memory, but it also means when it comes to certain things that are like, especially my autistic interests, I get like very like quickly the type of person to be like, actually no, it's more specifically this, because if it's because the issue with a lot of false information with certain things is it can be very dangerous with some of the stuff I really like gardening. That's why if I'm not confident, I don't usually say anything, but if I'm confident about something, it's like, yo, this is not a smart idea. Like, it's because like the method of like growing certain plants next to each other works really well for certain types of plants if they're all growing close to each other, but it depends. And it always bothered me when I would see people like do it with plants that is negative for both plants, and I'm just like, one of those plants is gonna die. And then they complain about one of them dying, and I'm just like, I told you. I think this year when I'm gonna grow some potatoes and like maybe make some homemade chips and whatnot, I think that'd be fun. Homemade chips, maybe some homemade fries, some homemade mash. Ooh, maybe some hash browns that are made from homemade potatoes. Ooh, that'd be pretty good. I could even make an old recipe from my great grandmother, some German pancakes, like the potato pancakes. That's what she always called them, were the German potato pancakes. And are they German? I got no clue. But that's how I remember them. But I always loved those. They are so damn good. There are definitely days, though, where I'm like, God, I could go for insert old thing that I can't get anymore because it's quite literally either not sold anymore or the person who created it either is dead or I don't know what they're doing right now. So it's like, well, shite. So I'd really love to just do more with that stuff because I just find it fun. Like baking and whatnot. It's just really fun for me to bake. I actually did a little bit of it over the weekend as well. Not weekend, over Tuesday as well, because I was like, might as well. I'm feeling in the mood for it. So I ended up baking some stuff. It was originally just going to be some normal Valentine's cookies, but then the chocolate melted because I forgot with browned butter, you should probably be a bit smarter about using certain things with it. Because it melted the chocolate chips. I'm like, oh yeah, you know what? I didn't think about that. That's what happens when you mix a tired alien with not thinking fully. Not very good results all the time, but they still turned out to be very good cookies. Had to add some milk and whatnot to them to help because they were so crumbly after the refrigeration process. But overall, still turned out good. So I see that as a win. Okay, I need that. Yeah, kind of like that. And then Yeah, that should work a bit. Then I can go, like, bit of that. Yeah, let's just leave it like that. Gives a bit more, like, life to it. And then we'll make this, like, the entrance and whatnot. Yeah, that should work. Because I want the entrance to be more, like, different. Like, this could be an entrance or an exit. I don't care. But I just want it to look nicer. I just know we're gonna have a lot of shimmer and whatnot in here. I feel like this is a cooler shimmer cave than most that I see, because most people don't do anything with the shimmer cave, but it's cool that it's gonna be, like, more fancy. I'm surprised they didn't add any variants for the shimmer cave, to be honest, because I could have totally seen them doing that. I mean, then again, they also added variants for the dungeon, which I don't think anyone expected them to do. Like, when they first announced it was like, whoa, holy crap. And I honestly like it. I think the ironic part is, every time I have generated a world and found the dungeon, I have not gotten one of the new ones yet. Except for, like, once. And it was on a temporary world I used to get, some specific items for, this character. Because I have Crimson naturally in this world, and at the time I was like, well, shit, I can't have corruption till hard mode. So I just went and grabbed some corruption seeds so I could get it all in pre-hard mode, because I was like, I could either go to hard mode or I could just do this and make my life easier. So I decided to make my life easier. Especially when it's like, the bestiary I already completed outside of journey mode. Like, 100% completed. So it's kind of like, I got nothing to prove. I already proved it. That's why I'm doing, like, other stuff. Just because it's fun. Okay. Yeah, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of this. Yeah, look at that. That's getting better. And then I need, like, the Mighty Tidy. Yes. Okay, and then this is Stalactites, Stalagmites. Oop. Honestly, I think this just adds a lot. Just add a few of these. Awesome. Yeah, look at that. I can add, like... Oh, that one just looks weird. But yeah, I think adding, like, a few of these should help with just how things look overall. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Now we can put some down here. I just want it to look a little more like, yeah. Also, I need the rubble maker. Um, yeah, because I just want a few of these, like, just here and there. Oh, yeah, look at that. Okay. Oh, look. We're getting the actual stuff I want to see. And boom. Yeah, this is starting to look a lot nicer now. And by adding some of these bits and bobs, my hope is it will at least give a little bit of stuff to this. Even if not big. Oh. Yeah. Okay. And now I need Echo and Shimmer Spark. Well, Shimmer Fall and Echo more specifically. I'll know it when I see it. But I'm also blind as a fucking bat, so... There it is. Add a few more of these bits. Make a bigger ore vein here. There we go. And yeah, it should end up coming out here where I can more effectively do this. Yeah, and then I need the shimmer bucket. Oh, there it is. I was like, is it not in tools? No, it was. Okay, and then I need illuminant. Oh, that gives it like this look that I'm going for. Okay, and then I need walls. Granite, hardened ebon sand. We'll use some more. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm gonna need to do this. Oh, look at this. Yeah, if I do it like this instead. And actually, I could do like bits of this as well. Here and there. Just to give a little bit more life. And I might add a bit of like vine as well in bits and bobs. And I'll probably add like a few other things when I find it. Craggy stone. Yeah, add bits of that there. Yeah, add some like throughout this a bit. Well, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it right. There we go. Now it kind of looks like it's coming out more. Perfect. Now comes the hard part. Filling this all in. This part's going to be more of a pain in the butt to start. But shouldn't be too bad. Especially once we're done. Oh, there we go. We're starting to get the natural look. Oh, the way it makes those glow. Let's just... Okay. This is going to be perfect, though, because we'll have, like, so much shimmer. Oh, yeah, I forgot to do the leaf block thing I wanted to do. I need paint. I'm gonna want violet, echo, and illuminant. I'll keep echo off for now. But then I need wood and wand. Okay, not violet. Then what paint? Because I'm trying to remember what I used. I thought it was. Okay. That's with echo illuminant. Where's normal pink? Jesus, I'm blind, aren't I? Yes. Let's try. Oop. I'm gonna do this. And I'll fix it in a moment. And my plan here is to then paint these illuminant. And then also pink. Apparently I missed that one. Then I need actuators and an actuator rod. First off, that. And this is why we have actuators. Mainly so we can actually fly through this stuff better. And yeah, I could easily probably remove this with the wire cutter as well. But yeah. I believe this should still give out the particles I want. Okay, we just have this one left. And then I need paint for one orange. Specifically for that. Okay. And now I need echo coating, which I will put on those. And they should keep the leaf look. Yes! Look at, you'll see them like fall here and there. There we go. But now what I could do is put more, but I think, yeah, this is like a perfect amount. Because now, like, you'll just be sitting here and you'll just see like a couple leaves fall from the tree. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, back to filling this with shimmer. This is the long, tedious part. Because I still have to do this for the ocean as well, with a coral reef idea that I have. So as you can imagine, I'm not looking forward to that part. Because water and shimmer have one thing in common, and they're annoying to fill up. Same with lava, it's the thing with liquids. But shimmer, you can't be in, unlike water, which makes it more annoying. Honey slows your movement, which is annoying as well. And I want to go grab some living fire blocks as well. Mainly for this here. This is going to be so great. And you'll notice the time doesn't change, and that's sheerly because I just haven't done it. Like, whenever I'm building, I usually keep the time frozen in, like, the middle of the day. Just because it's one of those things of, well, it's not like I'm going to be using it for anything else. Since then I get to keep light on me usually as well. But we're in the caves, so it doesn't really matter too much. Gosh, this is going to look so nice. I love how you can see, like, the ebon sand stuff a little behind, but it's covered in just a way where it's like you can see it for bits. And it actually, like, creates this effect. of like, yeah, there's something there, just don't know what fully. Because the shimmer isn't completely like transparent, it's kind of opaque, which definitely helps. And we'll get to have that shimmer background as well. So that's a plus. Also, I love having the Fox Sparks thing just on my shoulder. It's just so cute. Ah, yes. Building as you do. But yeah, I've really enjoyed building in Terraria compared to a lot of other stuff, especially. Like, I love Minecraft's building, but I also love the challenge that Terraria building adds by being a 2D game. I think it adds a whole different type of challenge in a good way. Also, I should probably grab the cloak. There's the chromatic cloak. I was like, where is it? Because yeah, now I can actually just take a dip. But as you can see, it even slows you. Oh yeah, I never made the Rod of Harmony, did I? Well, it's not like I take damage. Anyway, let's make that Rod of Harmony real quick. Because I know I'm going to end up using it. The chromatic cloak is not actually good for what I'm doing fully. Because if I wish it could be something other than holding down. Because that's how I fly. So I guess it's not really as useful as I'd like it to be. Well, at least we got the Rod of Harmony. Fun fact, the sponge here, the ultra absorbent sponge, does like actually do it with shimmer as well. I know some people don't know that. I didn't know it for the longest time either, so. Slowly getting closer for this side. Slow and steady. Oh, that's with echo coding. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab some worn stone walls for this. And then I need paint. I need the illuminant. Because yeah, I want it to look like it's kind of going into the shimmer a bit as well, like from the actual force. Yeah, like that almost. But I can move it up a little now. There we go. Now it just looks like it's going in a bit. Now for the other side, which... oh boy. This one's gonna be a sec of just Ah. I'm going to use some craggy stone brick in some of these areas as well, just to add a little bit of texture that may or may not be seen by the naked eye for people. Not that it matters, but it matters to me. God, this place is starting to really come together. I've also thought about it. I think I'm going to remove the illuminant coating of the back walls. Like in all the other places. Because, yeah, like, without it, it still looks nice. Then I can also grab some more Feywood walls. I need, like, 1, 2 more. 1. Awesome. You know, I'd live here. I like the look of this. Come on. I wish I could, like, fill it past that, because that's, like, my biggest problem with it, is I can't. I mean, I could technically do this, but I don't know if I can place the... Okay, I can. So I can do that at least. God, look at that. Now I can go over here and do the same. That one filled in all right. Okay. This is gonna look so nice, though. I'm really happy about this. Like, I'm happy with how this has turned out so far. Because I think it is overall, like, just improved a lot since we started, and I'm glad it has. Oh, look at this. Pure shimmer. There we go. I'm gonna try and keep it the same level. Okay. But yeah, they'll move in and whatnot, and it will turn out pretty okay. Nice. And then this aether should, like, go pretty far, I imagine. Oh, you can see some of the spots that are, like, needing a little bit of fill-in. There we go. Oh, this just... Mwah. Now I want to test something. Mainly for my benefit, I want to test something. Because I'm curious. Yeah, it does change it just a little. Because deep orange does, like, this. And then you have normal orange, which makes it more, like, light. I think I'm going to go for the deep orange here. I think it fits. Because it still looks brown in this case because of the stuff that's being used for it and whatnot. Oh, now this. And I want some aluminum coating as well. Mainly for like this to have like that shimmer that naturally comes with it. Oh yeah. I'm just thinking on like the best way to get that lightning look I want. I wish we had something for it, you get me? But we really don't. Tis a shame, tis a shame. Either way, though, this just looks so much better now. Like, on the map, whole other issue. I probably will go around this, though, and, like, do more with it. Like, this, for example, I'm probably going to, like, just go through here just to make sure that, like, I can get to the temple quicker. Oh, wow, there's some Plantera bolts and shit. But I'm thinking about it, and it's like, this should be a quick way to the temple anyway. And I can kind of figure out the, like, a more exact, like, science of which is longer, as an overall transport method. I might even make the shimmer biome bigger as well, in the end. Like, just in general, I think it could be cool. Oh, there's a marble biome. Yeah, we've almost hit the temple. And looking at this, it's like a giant square, actually. That's actually unintentional from me. I never realized that. I love when things unintentionally happen like that. Okay. So if the temple is all the way this way... Yeah, look how fast I mine through this. It's insane. But I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, okay. So with this range, I could make something, or I could move the jungle temple all I like. I think redoing it will be fun. But looking at this here, if I'm to redo more of this, I think I'm gonna have to, like, literally, like, chop out the area around it. But to do that, that's gonna take even longer. But I'm not against it. Making the, like, aether bigger and whatnot just seems fun. Okay. Yeah. In terms of time to get back, though, that's a separate issue. But I think, like, if we're to do it, I guess from these edge bits, we'll go out to, like, where does the aether begin? Here? So, like, I'll mark where the aether begins for both of them and do that. And then I can get an idea of the size we'll want. Okay, so here and here. Let's dig this down, like, I don't know. This should be far enough. Yeah, and then we'll do this. Because if we can... Yeah, we'll see the aether stuff here. And if I can get my way over this way... I'll have a better idea of the aether. And boom. But now I can do this. There we go. Yeah, and then this is kind of how we know, like, okay, this is going to be a pretty sizable effort. Even if I don't do all of it on stream, it's one of those things that I don't care. It's the thing I enjoy doing anyway. The issue will be getting around the Aether stuff now. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Because I'm gonna want to make this like a big cube of stone mainly, but I want to add like more bits like this, I think are cool. Because like, look how cool that looks on the map. Like you can see all these little bits and bobs. There we go, that fixed it. And now for up top, let's go up to here. I feel like that's a little bit big. Let's move it down a bit more. About, I don't know, here? And so I can remember that. Let's just do this. Oh wow, it's almost like it's natural. Crazy. Anyways. And I think this will allow us to get a better idea. It's a little bit shorter than the other, but it also isn't going to be as, like, detailed as the bottom, is my guess. Okay. Now I can go up. Okay. Now I can just relax. There we go. Perfect. Now that we got that, I can easily just... I mean, it's pretty damn quick, to be fair. Oh yeah, that's going to be a problem. I didn't think about the water part and lava part. So what I'm probably going to have to do here is basically go to, like, the edges of these, like here, and just figure out, like, the circular pattern. Because if we can figure out the circular pattern, we can then go from there. Okay. Because, yeah, this is going to take a mo. Because I want to make sure, because it won't have ores in it that aren't unnaturally placed. It won't have dirt. It will only have pure, unadulterated stone. And actually, I can use this to my advantage. Okay. Oh, shoot. That's cobalt. I think that's, like, one of the only examples of things that, like, can spawn in it, because it's all stone normally, is the hard mode ores. So I'll fix it. And I'll add, like, normal ores probably eventually. Maybe. So let's do this. It'll allow me to better get an idea. As to, like, everything. And it will not be, like, the cleanest looking cutoff. So do expect that. Yeah, and then we can just... Look at that! As we can kind of see, there's, like, some huge sections and whatnot. And yeah, I could technically do more about this, but... Later issues. Later issues. I also can use stuff like, a Clintaminator to see better through it, but... Nah. Plus, I don't want to ruin the Evan sand. Just personally. I will say, though, on the map, this is starting to look better if you don't take in the outside bits. Like, zoom in, like, here. Like, this looks good. But it's not about how it looks on the map, fully. And I do want to, like, fix some of that stuff as well. Even if it's all stone, for God's sake. I can make, like... I can fill this whole cube with stone that's outside and then carve, like, caves out of these sides into, like, this... God knows what. Like, eye shape. And then boom. Easy. I just want to make sure this is, like... Yeah. Yeah, because with this, I should just be able to, like, do this. This is where it's gonna, like, kind of go into the shimmer parts a bit. But it shouldn't be too bad since we're at the very bottom. And there shouldn't be anything it breaks. I do love the look of the shimmer, though. I think it is a very wonderful little area in the Aether biome as a whole. And I want to branch it out by making the Aether biome just look more cool. So I'm going to remake a whole Aether biome, and I'm going to use, like, pockets of shimmer, but also, like, the monolith as well. And I think it will work very well if we do it. And I know T-Edit exists, and I could easily just stone or something. I think that's how that works. I don't know. I don't use T-Edit. I've never used T-Edit for anything besides, like, one thing. And that was back when our cultists wouldn't spawn, so I had to fix the spawn point. That's all I know how to do in T-Edit, is move a spawn point. That's it. I didn't look into how any of the tools worked. That was the only thing I looked into. Because it was just to fix shit. But in terms of, like, other stuff, it's like, damn. Okay. We almost got this part done. I mean, this is quite literally what I do when making custom biomes. I will mine out huge sections of stuff. Like, half the time I don't even use, like, an actual, like, bomb method because I find it to be slower in most cases. So it's just like, what's the point? so I don't end up using bombs, really. I could, but it's one of those things of, I just don't find it faster. Honestly, I think the fastest way would be if I use the celebration, to be fair, but I also am trying to do a more precise digging as well for this, as to not blow up my shimmer, because that would be catastrophic. But even then. Gosh, look at that. A nice big open area. I certainly hope nothing bad happens. But yeah, I can add a bunch of like background walls and whatnot as well, just to make this place feel more alive once it's done. Like, this is just the area around the shimmer I'm doing. Like, this isn't going to be the whole biome either. If I were to do the whole biome of like the Aether, I think what I would do is keep this here, build this out a little this way, and then this way. So it's like this shimmer part is only part of it, and then like there's this biome bit over here, and then a little bit over here that's caves. But I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna do that part. Because I like the ideas of it. Like, the shimmer infecting areas in that regard. Of, like, it's just magical properties are so, like, intense, it affects the areas around it. Like, I think that's cool. So I will probably do more of that. Like, I like how the shimmer is, like, if it gets turned solid, it turns into, like, this ore instead. That's not Ethereum, but something else. Like, Ethereum will be, like, a whole separate thing. It will be, like, a more coagulated version. But when it turns into a rock-hard stone after a point, it eventually turns into, like, the nebula fragment blocks. I think that'll be the best way to do it. I just think it'll be more interesting. It builds a more interesting story. But yeah, I don't know if I ever really mentioned it on stream yet, but my controller has not been connecting right to my PC for a while now, and I think I might have found the issue the other day, and I'm not 100% sure. I just need to replace something, and so once that's back, I might be able to start playing games with my controller again, meaning I can actually restart up Cuphead. Because that's why I actually stopped playing Cuphead on stream, is my controller broke. Like, something stopped it from connecting right. So, hopefully now I'll actually be able to play. Woohoo! It's just hope. That's all I can do is hope. Anyways. Yeah, with this bottom part, I can already see what I'm gonna do here. And it's gonna be like I'm gonna end up filling a lot of stuff up. If it weren't for the fact that it's stone, I would probably just use dirt bombs. Like, I could still use dirt bombs, but nah. Plus, then I get more of a chance to do some other stuff with it. Adding orbits and whatnot. Just for fun. And then I'll, like, do all the other crap later. I want to get rid of this middle part, and then I'll kind of show, like, some of the stuff that I've worked on in this world. I did say I would. Because, yeah, the Aether biome is one heck of a biome in of itself. So it's definitely gonna be interesting. You see, I could easily just do the easy way out and just make it all walls and whatnot. But I don't know if I want to do that. Because I feel like it just kind of removes the whole purpose of making it stone. Like, I could do various things with it, but I'm not sure what yet. And take out the walls. Yeah, look at that. I can take out large amounts of these walls now. Okay. Getting rid of that cobweb. I will say, I don't know if it's a recent change or not, but I've noticed cobwebs sometimes grow in the underground randomly without me meaning for them to grow or anything, without spider walls and stuff. And it's really been driving me crazy because I don't know where they keep coming from. Making sure they're gone. Because it's like, Lord knows what happened to them. Because I don't. I won't need these for now. I shouldn't need that for now. I won't really need other stuff yet, but I guess we'll start with the closest. Oh yeah, never mind. We'll start with base. Here's base camp. This is quite literally where my operations happen. Not too much here, just a nice bridge. Dwarfs being the dwarf. Then over here you have like the arena set. Nothing too like fancy or anything, just like basic stuff. Then over here you have the Gothic Cathedral. This is where I do my Dungeon Defenders events. It is very much a large build. This took me a few hours to finish, but it wasn't too bad. Listen to an entire D&D session, and then another entire D&D session. And then the bottom part I finished with a different thing. So yeah. Next up, desert. Added some forbidden stuff. I still need to replace those leaves. Let me actually do that now. I need the leaf wand. I need lime. Probably deep lime. And then I need wood. And then I need to make sure the paint sprayer's on. Let's fix this. Yeah, and it keeps a similar color, so this should work. And I won't have to deal with the vines anymore. Because that's one of my biggest problems, is they keep creating vines that just keep becoming problems. And, like, make it partial jungle, which leads to other issues. Also, fun fact, when the princess first moved in, to this world, she moved into the crypt here. Was very funny. But yeah, this whole bit here is very much a pain, because when I got to hard mode, all of this stuff turned into crimson where it could. So I was like, well, fuck. So I quickly beat Skeletron Prime and got the Steampunker and a Contaminator. Nope, it needed to be there. Yeah, some of these just are a nightmare to deal with. Because, yeah, this is how I have to take care of them. And I don't want to keep having to do that, so I am just taking the poor man's way out because I don't know what else I can do about it. And this might be the way out that's just the best option for it, in all fairness. I mean, I could use echo-painted blocks, but I'm also a bit too lazy for that part. Because that would mean I'd have to get echo blocks and shit put down, and then I'd need to see where they are and whatnot, and it's just a lot. And actually, that reminds me. Grabbing my Spectre goggles so I have them on, like, wrap as needed. Random, like, literally, it turns torches from desert torches to jungle torches. That's how much it changes. It's insane. Okay. And now, let's just... There we go. Yeah, this will slowly, like, bring a little more life. And less vines for me to deal with. Which is what I want. Because, yeah, this part... I just got so done with the vines. Because they're just annoying. And look, there's literally a sluggy. It causes that stuff to spawn, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, I know I still need to do a few things for the bestiary in this world, because I am trying to get every journey mode item that I can research for obvious reasons. And I just need to do it. Actually, I just thought about something. I haven't gotten the shimmer gun thing, and I could have done it so long ago. Well, I can fix that in a mo. After I'm done with all of this. Okay. And then we'll just get rid of that. Yeah, like, replacing this slowly, while tedious, is an overall better fix, in my opinion. Because it also just... It adds a little bit darker stuff to the leaves, where it's like, okay, yeah, it's not that bad. Now, what NPC should we shimmer? Because I honestly don't know. I mean, I could just shimmer a bunch of random ones, to be fair. There, I'll just do that. Okay. But yeah, the desert is something that has been this way for a while now. And I just have slowly been adding shit where I can. I can go back to this now. Let me grab the shimmer gun. We'll do the wizard. There we go. Yeah, I forgot that that's an achievement. Next up we'll go to the jungle. This is the jungle one. It's nothing too special, but it's still something. I've definitely enjoyed using it. I almost dropped something. Like the witch doctors here and stuff. Anything new? I don't think they have much new post Moonlord, but gotta check. Sorry about that. Okay. Do you have anything new in post Moonlord? Yeah, no. I'm double checking because now I'm starting to second guess myself. But this is the mushroom biome. As you can see, these are orange trees back here. Just to add a bit of contrast. Plus it makes them more visible in like the mushroom biome. And I think it looks pretty neat. I know it's a picture of this stuff that made it in on that post. Let me quickly check these guys if anything new is in them. Because you never know anymore. They get new shit so often. It feels like. I still need to do all the strange plants with them. I'm double checking since I'm out. Yeah, look at that white solution. Yellow solution. Good thing I came and double checked. I mean, I really don't care how much I spend, as you can see. Shop, nothing new. Yeah, you won't have anything new. You will have the Crawlipede kite. Yeah, I don't think he adds anything new, but I'm double checking. Yeah, no, nothing new. Let's go to the Underworld Pylon. So this is actually based off a place from the Forgotten Realms that I had an idea for. So I decided to use it. Okay, I already have blue. I think I've gotten all the graduation stuff. And I decided to do it. You can even see like the stilts and stuff. It's nothing fancy, but I decided, you know what? Let's do something from a weird place. This is the ocean area. I do plan to add a few things. Okay, nothing new for her. I don't think there's anything new for you yet, no. I want to add like some coral and stuff to here. Like you can see where I have like some coral torches. But I do want to add like some coral and like other whatnots and knickknacks. Then we have the graveyard over here. Can't really go through the entrance since it's my first like 3D testing. Got different graves. I plan to add more. Got the little chapel. Cyborg, who sells his fair share of stuff. And then you have tax collector. And then one of these is quite literally the graveyard, like, music box. And then here's the dungeon. I made it so... And you may notice this is a little off. It's because I thought it was a 2x2 and like a 4x4 and not a 3x3. But now that I have bottomless shimmer, I can actually finish this. Because that is the one thing I was missing for this, was the shimmer. Because I think it's going to look way nicer. But basically, yeah, I'm going to need some fire blocks from hell as well for my stuff. I didn't realize I didn't have it. You would have thought from all the farming I've done in hell, I would have gotten it by now, but no. Because I even did farming in hard mode. I just guess I never got any fire blocks. Which is crazy to say out loud. But yeah, this is like the little dungeon area. I decided to make it a little more like interesting by just adding some stuff to it. I gotta be careful with like these guys for obvious reasons. But now that I have like a bunch of music boxes and stuff, I want to use some of them because they make great decor. Like just in general, they do make really good decor. But yeah, I tried to make it look like the dungeon, like, is more three-dimensional by, like, having this back area that, like, may not be visible fully, but is like, yeah, you can still see that there's more to it that you just can't see. Come on. And actually, I can use echo blocks now for these. Let me grab some echo. Yeah, I'm gonna use some echo walls on the side of these now. Not a lot, but enough to give the look I want. Yeah, because... And then that one will stay like that just because it looks like it's part of the back part of the wall. So it shouldn't be too bad. Oop. I don't know if these are illuminant painted or not yet, but they might be, they might not be. I mean, there's one way to check. Okay, yeah, I did illuminant paint them. That is good to note. Yeah, I quite literally waited for the shimmer bucket for a good chunk of these. Yeah, I think this should be good. Paint, roller, coding, and fixed. God, look at that from this now. It looks so much different. And back to noon. Okay, the quickest way would probably be this. And here is the snow biome. Let's start with over here. This is where I've been fishing stuff. Oh, I left a platform there. Doo-doo-doo. So, oh, I never grew that, did I? We use infused. Make a taller tree. But this is kind of my snow biome area. Nothing too, like, interestingly fancy. I just, like, added a few things. Make sure nothing new. I already got that during the credits. Yeah, and I don't think he gets anything new either. Don't know why it's trying to... Yeah, no. But basically... Like, you have the rail stairs and stuff, and then over here you have... this is the more recent addition I've done, is I've added... Damn, hollow. I've added, like, these icy areas, with, like, these, like, homemade trees. I was kind of testing out some tree making and whatnot. And then, like, you have some ice spikes and whatnot. And I plan to probably do a bit more over here, just to, like, expand it out. And you can see, like, here I have it go down into this purposefully. But yeah, you can see I'm starting to get better with using a lot more of the three-dimensional shapes as well. And it's definitely not easy to make the three-dimensional stuff, but I'm starting to get more used to it. So at least there's that. But yeah, like, that's kind of the stuff I've mainly been working on in this. Other than that, like, you have the corruption up here. That's a hollow fishing spot that turned hollow when shit happened. And then, like, you can see some of my farms. And then, like, there's all sorts of stuff. But yeah, I am so glad with how this turned out. Because I think it turned out really nice. I think it fits for the effect I wanted. And now all I really want to do is just improve this area. And I'm not really sure on how I want to fully improve yet, but we'll see. Because yeah, as you can see, it's not going to be an easy task. But let's at least, like, try and figure out the, like, way this goes. Because I know this one is purposefully, like, all stone. Like, I know some of this is from my doing. And my hope is by doing stuff like this, I did and will be able to get a lot nicer looking stuff through this. Okay, from here, I just need to basically go straight. Which is weird for me. Straight? Crazy. Either way. Okay. So, how are we gonna do this part? I'm gonna do this, and then I know, like, here is gonna be a bit different. Okay, so, like, right through that. So yeah, as long as I keep it kind of like that. Yeah, we'll take out the rest of it. Meaning now I got a better idea. And I should be able to just do this now. To get rid of, like, a huge chunk from the whole thing. Which will be perfect. Also, I can switch back to my building thing. Yeah, because look how fast that goes. As you can kind of see. And yeah, I'm probably going to redo certain aspects of this anyway, so. Because yeah, it is going to tear into the aether a bit. Like, that's pretty obvious. But yeah, I don't know if I'll do the full, like, set of the idea, but I definitely want to make it, like, nicer, to say the least. Because I want to do it. I think it'll be more fun and interesting. Because, yeah, the aether is not surviving this. At least, like, without getting a bit of, like, shaved off the head. But that shouldn't be too big of a problem. Hopefully. If anything, it just means we got some more work to do. I wish there was a stone bomb. It'd make my job way easier for what I'm about to do. Maybe one day. I mean, at least we're able to get, like, this cleared out slowly, if anything. Which should be pretty useful. I know that, like, we have, like, little breaks between different music bits. And we'll see, like, more of some of it over time. Also, I don't know if you guys, for those of you who haven't heard the alternate Torch God theme, I highly suggest listening to it because it's one of the craziest things to me. Because it's the only Terraria song with lyrics. And I just think that's very interesting. Like, of all the things to have lyrics, the Torch God makes the most sense, honestly. Like, it just makes perfect sense. It's weird. There we go. Look at it all slowly get destroyed. Okay. Now I can start doing this. And as you can imagine, there is a lot to do. If I have to get rid of some Ethereum, I will get rid of some Aetherium. Ethereum. However it's supposed to be pronounced. I imagine it's Aetherium. Similar to how it's pronounced Aether. So I imagine it's pretty similar. But I could very well be wrong. Okay. Look at all of that get shredded. Honestly, I would say this is the most satisfying part of it. Like, just mining away, like, hundreds of blocks with this satisfying sound. It's just really satisfying. Did not mean to do that. Yeah, look at that. We're getting a huge chunk gone. And over time, we'll build this back up and not have to worry. But for now, we should be good. There we go. God, look at it just... I mean, yeah, this is gonna be a huge, like, destruction set for the walls. Yeah, I'm just gonna destroy this slowly, but once it's destroyed, we can start from the bottom. And whatnot. No, I'm quite sure there's a song about that. Starting from the bottom. Or something. Joke aside, though, I honestly don't remember the name of the song. Like, God, I remember that song way too fucking well. I think the sad part is when it's like, you see a video pop up on like sounds for old people, and it's just stuff like the old Nokia ringtone that was used for the Jurassic Park 3 movie, and like dial-up, and I'm just here like, yeah, thanks for making me feel like an elderly grandpa. I'll have you know my grandmother is still alive and kicking, and same for one of my grandfathers as well. They're both alive and kicking. For now, at least. Not too sure how it will end up with the one grandpa. Kind of getting into that stage where it's like, yeah, memories going shot slowly. But so be it. Look at that. We are slowly gonna get this in. But I love the Aether. It's just such a beautiful biome. There's just something about the stars that's just so unique. And I really like the uniqueness of it. It's the only biome like it. Okay, so if I were to do this, I think the best way will genuinely be like just stuff like this, like cutting it into chunks. So let's start with that, cutting it into chunks. I want to cut this into chunks for later, because that will be the most important part for me. Okay. Then we'll set this as one. Okay. And yeah, like these chunks, while they will be like full, like filled in, they won't stay that way. That's for sure. Like, I'll probably make like some sort of like ring or something around. I'm not sure. What I do know though is this top part is gonna need a lot of work. So let's do that. It may need a lot of work, but I'll find a way. There we go. Ah, yes. I find this really relaxing. Just building, not having to worry about a thing. Okay. We're getting to a point that I am gonna need to do another. There we go. And boom. Awesome. Slow and steady. Awesome. And then I can go like this, I guess. Awesome. And then for this one, we'll do this. Yeah, this is gonna make a huge area. And yeah, I'll need to like make some cutoffs in areas. Like, I'll need to do a bit of like terraining and whatnot, but I'll get to it. Slowly over time. And we'll do this next part. Yeah. Then I can just slowly fill these in. Yeah, this should be, like, sizable. There we go. I'm gonna move this a little bit. That should help. And just giving us a little more space. It'll take a while, but we'll get to it. Slowly, but surely. Ah. And I can always echo paint, like, monoliths as well, just to keep it, like, going as needed. Which is a very useful little effect, as you can imagine. I'm just happy that it turned out like I needed it for that middle part. Because it turned out way better than I expected. And then once this is filled in, like, yeah, there'll still be some dark spots, but it shouldn't be too bad. Ah. The fact that this is the type of stuff I like to do should say something about me. Whether it's a good or a bad thing is up to you to decide. Okay. And up and down and up and down. Up and down. Down and up. Up, down, down, up, and the left and right. I don't know what's going through my brain, but this is how my brain is. And... okay. Slowly, just doing this. This is what I do to feel better. It's weird. There's just something about building. Even in Minecraft, it's just like this thing with building that I have that just is like, yep, I enjoy that. And I never really fully understood it. It's just one of those things. Though I am debating the dirt bombs still. Even if I get, like, a few squares done, I'll be happy. I think what I'm gonna do here is this. Just, like, keep this here, but break this. Because I'm gonna want to make a tunnel type effect. Yeah, this should work. Exactly how I want it. There we go. Slowly adding, like, this part. Even if it's not filled with, like, shimmer, the idea that, like, there's these little, like, caves and stuff that just exist. I think it just not only adds a bit, but also just feels cool. And then what I can do is, like, yeah, and we can have, like, this here as well. add like a little bit of cave. Okay. There we go. Okay. This is starting to slowly come together. It's not perfect, but definitely feels more cave-like. And I'll make sure to use kind of like a mixture of stone walls and whatnot. Maybe some dirt walls and stuff as well. Maybe even some mossy stuff. Who knows? I could make this a mossy cave. I think the craziest part is I still have a cavern pylon and a hollowed pylon I can make. Meaning I still have space for more. Which is crazy. Yeah, and we'll just do like a little of this. Okay. Yeah, look at that. That's gonna slowly come together. And we can just fill this in. Sometimes the easy way is nicer. Other times it's not. This is one of the examples where the easier way is actually gonna be a benefit to just like making this place feel more alive. Purely because of how it works. I see a block that I missed. If only there was a way to like turn on like an X-ray vision for this. You know how much I'd use it for this type of building? God, I'd use it so much. I will say this is going to be a great build when I'm done with it. I am going to be so happy that I got it done because it will be tedious, difficult, but fun. I'm weird. I am very freaking weird. I don't think any normal person finds this stuff interesting beyond a certain point. Because I am a weirdo in that case. I find this stuff way more fun than I probably should. This is perfect. Okay. And bump. God, we've already almost used up all that stone. Just shows how much stone we're using for this. Okay, that's a mud block. I was about to say, don't tell me I forgot something. Because I ain't doing that easily. And we're out of stone. Spreads the forest. No, it doesn't. If only we had a cavern version of this. Just saying. Like, a cavern version of that would be awesome. Turning dirt to stone and stuff. Be amazing. Turning trees to, like, gem trees. And then making it so we can actually place gem trees on the surface and grow them. Like, without fertilizer and stuff. And, like, actually, like... I don't even know if fertilizer works on the surface for them either. Even if it's only with fertilizer, that'd be great. Because I'd love some gem trees on the surface. But they just don't grow there. I just think it'd be cool. Even if it's only using fertilizer. I mean, you could make it even harder, make it only through infused fertilizer. And I'd be okay with that. Anything that just allows me to play on Titon's this surface and use them without, like, editors. It'd be so nice. It'd be a miracle, in fact. There we go. Okay. Almost done with this part. The small details are going to be a whole other problem, but that's a later me issue. Okay. I will say, I know just in general, my plan will hopefully work. But I do want to add like a little bit more in terms of caves as well. Because like we have this drop. I'm probably gonna end up making this like go up a bit. Like almost like that, I think, is gonna be more accurate for me. Because yeah, I think this is gonna look more like this. Yeah, I think like this should work. Yeah, I think this will help make just the whole feeling more natural. Like, even if it's not a lot, it will make a difference. Because that's the type of stuff that does matter, is small details. They can matter a lot, especially in this game. In this game, you got to be careful with them. But unlike Minecraft, small details are easier not only to make, but also are very important for like certain effects, be it three-dimensional or caves and shit, which is a huge thing. And as you can imagine, it stacks slowly over time into my brain as I try to figure it all out. Okay. I still have that and like a bunch of other crap, but just being able to chunk some of this off will be nice. Even if it's not a lot, still something. I just realized I could have made a drill containment unit by now. I just never did. That would have made my job like 10 times easier thinking about it. Anyways. Future me issues. Because I know the mountain, over here, I have thought about it, and I think I might get rid of this and, like, just redo this area here. I might keep the Oasis idea, but I kind of want to redo it and then, like, add another part of the temple as, like, an exit or entrance as well. Or maybe even switch the sides of it. Or maybe keep both. I'm not sure. I almost missed that. Okay, it seems that's all filled in. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. This may suck to do right now, but it'll be so nice. Because I can already see it, like, in my brain, and I got so many ideas. Honestly, once I learn, like, more about certain things, I'd love to be able to just, like, do a world and then, like, just t-edit it completely. I think that would be a fun way to, like, practice or test myself. It'd be interesting. Just for cool shit. No other reason. Just for the cool shit that I could do. And for some ease. Similar to how World Edit and Axiom exist for Minecraft builders. There's mods for Terraria builders. I know there's one where you can, like, just choose, like, what your hammer hammers things into. For a certain block type, and it's just like, yes. I know there's another one that's quite literally just, literally clears out a giant wide area, be it for arenas or, like, builds. Like, there's a good few. Got new types of, like, builder essences and, like, builder accessories, depending on what it is called in the mod. But it's, like, really useful. And I really do enjoy it. Yeah, we still have that. Okay. I think what I'm gonna end up doing is, like, I might end up making, like, a cave system throughout the top part here. I think. Just for the sake of, like, continuity of, like, how I get down. I think that would be fun. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And then, like, here I can do a bit of this. and I can have it like come down a bit. Okay. Then I can do a bit of that. Awesome. Just do a little bit of this. You know, I'm okay with that one, because then I can just do that. Okay. Do a bit of this. Because, yeah, this will leave, like, a good, like, section. Okay, like, want to make certain parts a bit tighter and whatnot. Just for the sake of it. And yeah, I'm gonna kind of keep this a little more thinned. I like the idea that, like, you have, like, this pool here of, like, I don't know, shimmer, maybe? Or just water. It'll be of something. But, as you can see, it'll be very differently. It'll be kind of shaped in a little W shape. And I might add some shimmer in some of these areas as well. Okay, I need a lot of this. Okay. Yeah, that should make, like, pretty thin gap for them. Yeah, and then I can have this drop down into here, where it will go like this. You'll have this. Then you have this top part slowly going down. And kind of like this. Given like this type of look. Yeah. But I basically want to make this like the entrance almost. Yeah, this should work. And yeah, then I can, like, make this go up a bit. Just try and get this, like... Yeah, it looks a bit like a bird. That wasn't even intentional. This just happens to be what it looked like. Bird turn gulch is what I'll call it, I think. I don't know. Just the first thing that came to mind, honestly. I mean, it could work. Not sure how well it would work, but it could work. There we go. And now this top part we can take all the way just around and over and down. And this will be like some of the thickest parts of the cave. In terms of like size. Because I'm gonna want this to be like almost like a drop. Because I think that'll look cool. Having like this drop. Okay, just keep a bit of this going. And then here I'll have like where it drops a bit more into like this like pit. Yeah. I like this as an idea that it has like this little cave system set that like isn't all connected. Like there's little bits like this that aren't really as connected as like this big one going through the top. But I think it's gonna overall just make it feel a little more alive. And like here I could put like spikes or something if I really wanted. I don't know if I will, but I could. Yeah, that's definitely an improvement for me. And I'll add like some of the ore and stuff, but also some normal ores as well. And I'll try and like integrate it into the normal cave system a bit so it kind of melds a little better. But I want to keep like the stone aspect of it being like a main factor, because I feel like that shows the difference of the Aether as well. Like, in terms of ores, I want the special ores and like hard mode ores, but nothing too much. Just because I think it will overall like make a difference. See, this is why I have that. So useful. Like, it is probably one of the most useful things I have here. Okay. Yeah, I just really wanted to build today, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna build. So I decided to build. And here we are. I'm actually glad that I did, because honestly, this is just really relaxing and nice. It's nothing big. Nothing grand. No, like, crazy thing to play. Just relax time. And not having to worry about much else. Bump. Let's at least try and get this part, like, match and set. Because, yeah, like, I've picked up a few things from this already, but not too much. Yeah, I know I'm gonna need, like, fire blocks and stuff for, the waterfall effect I want. Because I'm gonna paint them white. Because it gives the effect of, like, the steam coming off from, like, the water. But, like, just, like, all the mist and whatnot more accurately. But you know there's people out there who thought it was steam at multiple points in history. Even now, probably. Okay. Can do this. There we go. Either way, though, for those who aren't a part of it, I hope, here's the Discord, !dislab, where we have all sorts of people who might make some new friends. Who's to say? I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. CST. Sometimes I go early, sometimes I go late. It really just depends. If you want to watch the Zenith Seed stuff, that will be on YouTube, !YouTube, on the days I don't stream, Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And, of course, like always, if you enjoy it, you can enjoy it all you like. I don't care. I'm doing this for fun. What else was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. There might be something coming up next Wednesday. Still not 100% sure. Still waiting for an answer. Other than that, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I hope you have a wonderful